So let's see. I want to be sure that the volume is working now. I don't know what's the problem. I don't know why it's not working. The systems can just, I don't know. Mm, 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 mm. Mm. Can you hear me? Hello, everyone. One, two, three. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Mm, we're having challenge. You can hear me. Can you click on the thumbs up if you can hear me? Can you do it again the second time? I want to be sure you're hearing me. So we have to jump. I mean, from the other machine we're using. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Hello, everyone. Hello, everyone. Can you hear me? Oh, you click back and then click 0 is 0. You can hear me. So I take that for yes. So everyone can hear me now. Strange that no one can hear me on the other platform we're using. So let me see. Can you hear me now? So we've lost time. We've lost like 12 minutes. Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon, good afternoon, good afternoon. I don't know what happened to our system here. They just, the systems can be predicted many times. And we just have to continue to use every opportunity we have at our disposal to improve on our system. So we want to do a very, very important, not too long, a seminar this afternoon. And I've titled it Preparation for Global Opportunities. Preparation for Global Opportunities. And we have a very, very important issue to discuss this afternoon. I'm going to ensure that this seminar is also made available and into smaller packages that can be shared to many more people. I mean, at least those who are interested in listening to it and in learning from what I want to say here. I've done one about a few days back, and I'm trying to get many more people to listen to what will be taught and what we're saying. So let me just go back and share this. If you're just joining, please can you subscribe on this channel? If you can you just subscribe? You see the subscription button. So I want us to just give me 1 minute. I want to have a couple of more people joining this platform now. So you can see that's okay. Okay, now, yes. Yeah, I can see that people are hearing me now. I'm hearing myself as well. I'm hearing myself. So okay. So preparation for global opportunities. And before we begin to talk about how to secure global opportunities, I felt like we need to actually prepare for it. And we're very familiar with this frame, with this term, this phrase. To fail to prepare is to prepare to fail. And my focus is more on people from African descent, particularly from West Africa, Nigeria, Ghana, and who are much more likely to actually want to go abroad to work, or who are much more likely to want to seek for opportunities in the Western world. And I noticed that dumping people right into the fray of global opportunities doesn't help. People need to be prepared. Now, some of the things I'll be saying here this afternoon, they're not things that many people don't know about, but a lot of people are not able to harness them and synergize them to a coherent in a coherent form that will help them to achieve their goal. And I have 5 main things I just want to chat about with us briefly. And I want us to take these 5 things very, very importantly. They are very serious issues. And we have left a time where people are actually discriminated against. I mean, discrimination is a very serious concept in psychology. I mean, in human psychology. We see what goes around in the world today in terms of racism, and it's a serious area, a very serious subject that many people actually spend years upon years obtaining PhDs to understand all the theories of discrimination and racism among different communities. But if you are good, like I've always said, if you are really, really very good, there is a way you can narrow this thing down. You can minimize racial discriminations against you. There is a way you can position yourself at the very top of the ladder of what you do that will make you to be very, very, very top on the range of your expertise. So the context from where I'm speaking this afternoon is the African context. I'm speaking to Africans, Nigerians, in particular, Ghanaians, Cameroonians, and anyone who is desirous of actually leveraging on global opportunities. It's something very easy to dream of. Dream is very easy to dream. I mean, it takes nothing to dream. Everybody want to dream. I want to work with this company. I want to be in the White House. I want to be with this global corporation. I want to get to Silicon Valley. But how do you get there? I shared a story about my journey from where I was many years back to, by the grace of God, where we have been over the years. And I was telling people my personal experience, because sometimes it's very important to know people's personal experience. So when you see people who are doing anything that you're actually interested in doing, you see someone who is motivating or inspiring you, you are tempted to think that they just arrived in that place overnight. And in most cases, people actually go through a process. They go through a process. So there are 5 things that everybody who is serious about global opportunities need to consider. 5 important things. The first one is what I call mindset shift. Mindset shift. Mindset shift. You want to become global, you need a mindset shift. The kind of mind that will make a nurse in Nigeria to get a job with an American hospital or an Australian hospital is a totally different mindset. There is a mindset of successful people. There is a mindset of poor people. In fact, many people are not poor because they don't have money in their hand. Poverty actually starts from the mind. So which explains why if you take someone like Bill Gates or Warren Buffett or any of these guys, you remove them from what they have achieved at the moment, and you take them to a barren land, you take them to somewhere in Eastern Africa in the deserts, and you put them there, they are able to replicate the same success story because their mind has been improved significantly over the years. So someone who is local in his thinking will find it difficult to harness global opportunity. There is a mindset you need to have. And one of the things that changes mindset is education, experience, self-development. Now, the environment in which you are living in has a lot to do with how your mind functions. It has a lot to do. The environment you are living in has a lot to do with how your mind functions. But even if you are living in an environment where you see a lot of rot, and you can develop yourself in a way that you will be different in that environment. There is a way you can actually lift yourself above the norm in a society. I mean, in the days of Adolf Hitler, when the Nazis were on a rampage, on a killing rampage. They messed up the German society. They corrupted many people in the church in Germany. They bought people with money. They did a lot of terrible things. History still tells us that there are some people who withstood Hitler. Of course, some of them paid with their lives, and some of them are actually rescued. They survived it. But not everybody in Germany was damaged intellectually, mentally by Hitler. Some people came out. We know the story of Martin Luther King. When the church in those early days began to do all manners of things, it was Martin Luther King that actually confronted the current system at that time. So you can be in a society where the mind, the dominant mindset is going towards a direction, and you create a shift by how you develop yourself. Self-development. Self-development. Now, this concept I'm mentioning now, they are courses and subjects and seminar topics that a lot of people have spent years and years to train in or to be trained in. So it's not something that I can just tell you what to do. Sometimes you may have to go and pay. In fact, not sometimes. You have to go and pay and get consultants who can train and teach you on how to develop yourself. But no, we live in a world where people do not want to go through the process. I mean, you know what's going on for the most part, the younger generation, they don't like all this self-development, start from A, go to B, then come from B, go to C. They don't want to hear it. So the role models that exist, we don't have many role models of people who grew up from step and stages to stages to stages until they got to the top. So we have a society, we have a dominant society in Africa of people who just emerged, You can hardly read their story in a coherent form. They just emerged. Not everybody now, but the dominant group of people. So you see someone who has become very wealthy, who has become very successful, the MD of a company, and then this guy or this woman just emerged. By the time you read the story and you begin to dig, you see all manner of things they have done, and to shorten the gap, to close the gap. So the younger generation, they will not have the patience to endure 15, 16 years of developing themselves before they get to the top. So it's a very serious issue we're now dealing with. So to harness global opportunities, you need a mindset shift. I mean, a lot of people are busy on Saturday, so I understand. We're still going to have people coming here to watch this broadcast later on. Mindset shift. Who do you want to be? Where do you want to work? I have a bachelor's degree from University of Zaria. I'm just giving an example in mechanical engineering. I want to work with ExxonMobil in New York. I want to work with Mercedes-Benz in Germany. I want to work with Boeing in America. Boeing makes planes. Now, it's not just automatic like that, that because you have a bachelor's degree in mechanical engineering, you just carry yourself and your CV and then you send it to them and they give you a job. No, there is a way you program your mind to think about what you want to achieve and to work towards that thing, not minding the challenges, discouragements that may arise along the way. If your mind does not carry the weight of your expectation in the future, it will be difficult to achieve it. If you see yourself as someone who cannot get there, you may not get there. If you see yourself as someone who is too small, who is too irrelevant, the way you picture yourself, there's a picture of greatness. Greatness is a vision. There is a picture that you need to cast. That regardless of who the people who are working in those companies are, me too, I can get that kind of a job. So once you are defeated in your mind, forget about it. And we've had cases of people. I met a young man who got a job with an IT company here in this country. And I was asking him, how did you do it? He said, I was working in the company in Nigeria, in Lagos, Nigeria. I said, okay, so what did you do? And when he told me what he did, now it was a mindset mindset shift. I can get a job in that company. I can get a job in that company. No, I am not inferior. The dominant environment that shapes the mind of a lot of Africans breeds inferiority complex. The dominant environment, courtesy of some of the bad leaders that we have. People lose their sense of self-esteem. You see young people that are serving and slaving under so many of these corrupt politicians. They use them as slaves. They use them as couriers for all manners of things. They speak down on them. The society does not place value on mutual respect. It doesn't place value on self-worth. People's self-worth are traded for just anything. The same applies to women, applies to just any category of people in that demographic. So I like to talk about issues of global prominence, competitiveness, networking with people globally. I always start from the issue of the mind. Because if your mind is not prepared to carry, and the preparation of the mind is not overnight. It's not an overnight job. But from wherever you are, you start. If you start today and you start doing the right thing, find the right books that will develop your mind. Now we're in the age where social media has made life easier, even though it has its other disadvantages. There are a lot of things you can do on YouTube now. The kind of career you want to pursue globally, you want to be an internationally renowned medical doctor, and you want to major on gynecology. The people who are in gynecology, you see all their stories on Google, on YouTube, and you go and join their platform. Go and subscribe to their channels and be listening to those people. Be listening to them. And in a very short period of time, you will be thinking the way they are thinking. You will have the necessary capacity and capability to drive your own vision. If your mind cannot carry where you are going, your body will not follow. There was this story of a Chinese man, this Chinese kung fu master. He was training a young boy. So this young boy, one particular day, they set a bar, this long jump, this high jump bar. The boy will cross it at a level, then the kung fu master will lift the bar up, and then the boy will struggle and cross. And then at a particular time, he lifted up the bar. It was very high, and he told the boy to jump. The boy said, "No, I can't jump. This is too high." You know what the guy told him? He said, "Throw your mind to the other side of that bar, and your body will follow." Throw your mind to the other side of that bar, and your body will follow. Very profound statement. So your mind cannot be at a level of failures, of people who see themselves as failures, and then you want your body to follow. You won't follow. So defeat and failure in life start from the mind. And in fact, we have a lot of consultants whose job is to train people about mindset shifts. And that is exactly what is going on in Africa now. You see what's going on in Africa? Let's pick Nigeria as an example. When you talk to people who have people who have master's degree, some people who have PhDs, and you see the way they are thinking. You see people write comments on social media. This guy is educated. What's he saying? Because some of the leaders in Africa, they have successfully defeated people mentally using so many methods. There are a lot of methods that are used to defeat people mentally. One of them is called gaslighting, manipulation, and gaslighting, propaganda. Those things, when you begin to hear those things, those words from those people, you'll be questioning your reality. Gaslighting makes a man to question his own reality. Am I truly brilliant? Am I truly capable? I don't think so, because some people told you can't do it. So the responsibility for rescuing your mind and for building your mind is not in somebody else's hand, it's in your hand. And I've actually had conversations with a lot of people, young adults, youth, And I have this same challenge. It's a struggle to get people's mind to think above certain level. To think above certain level. So the people that are found easy to deal with, to work with, are the people whose minds are flexible enough to adjust, whose minds are flexible enough to grow. People who have this can-do attitude. I can do it. I can achieve it. I can get it. I am not a failure. Oh, my background cannot limit me. My parental background can't limit me. If others can get to the top, I can get to the top. I mean, it is called motivation. No motivational speaking, but it's beyond that. So that's the first place to start. Global opportunities answer to people whose minds are capable of seeing those things, of harnessing them, and of pursuing the path. Because sometimes it takes, not sometimes, it takes a process to grow from a particular level to another level. If your mind is weak, if your mind is not strong enough to chart that road, to move across those paths, if, for example, there are 10 things you need to do to get your desired goal, to get that job in Silicon Valley, if it takes 10 things to do, if your mind is very weak, you will stop at number 2 and you will quit. So the best way to train your mind is to actually connect with people who have done more than you are doing, particularly people that you have known their past, their story. You are poor, they were poor too. You didn't have parents to train you. Maybe you lost your parents when you were very young. This man too lost his parents, but now he has built the biggest corporation in the world. Find their story, jump on their YouTube channel, follow them. Don't follow people whose stories are people who steal money and who do all kind of nonsense and shady things. No, people you can trace their history. That you can to a large extent, you can trace their history. This guy, we've known him since 1980. We've been following him. The story has been going on. It has been growing. And then connect with them. It will impact the way you think. It will impact the way you think. Now, the second thing that we need to do to prepare for global opportunity is what I call skill and competence. Each of these things I'm saying, they are schools on their own that we can actually take people through in our consulting company. We have a consulting firm that does all of these stuff. So I'm just giving you like high level overview. They are quite very deep and comprehensive. So we are setting up a mentorship program. It should have started a long time ago, but because of some things at our hand here, and that school is going to help people to actually pass through each of these phases and other things that will be done, mental health and many other things, to produce and reproduce champions, leaders, great people for the African community. So let's look at skill and competence. The kind of skill that you need to secure a global opportunity in 1980 is not the same skill you need now. Things have shifted. The world has shifted. Now we have left the era of using one finger to type on the keyboard or on the typewriter. Even people who can use computer now, many of them are way behind in terms of competing with people who are using ChatGPT, the AI software. So the kind of skill that employers are looking for now, they are not the generic skills. The AI technology is predicted in the nearest future, like from the next 5 years, to take away like 5 million to 10 million jobs. I don't know which country this is going to affect. Maybe America, maybe Europe, maybe globally. So there are many things people are doing now. For example, a company that is hiring 500 people now, in the next 10 years, they will cut down on their staff strength to like 50 to 100 people. Most of those jobs will be done by computers, by AI. So it means that when they advertise a position and they're looking for 10 people, 10,000 will apply. Now, if you're looking for 10 people and you get 10,000 applications, you will focus on people with the best skill. So a lot of us actually we are looking for global opportunities, but our skill level now is still very, very poor. Now, I am not talking about having master's degree or having PhD. Those things don't sell anymore. The people who are actually making enormous impact and influence in the world, they don't have all these PhDs. PhD is very good. If you want to work in university or in research world, it's very good. But you need to know the people you are competing with. You need to know the people you are competing with. The Chinese community, the Indian community, these guys are super brilliant people. The kind of software, the kind of skills they have, not just in engineering, in medicine, in nursing, every occupation in the world is now going the direction of technology. Medicine, pharmacy, dentistry, social work, all of them, even law. Now they have robots, AI technology for doing cases. Lawyers, now, I mean, a lawyer was telling me that they do cases now. They have robots that can actually do cases. So instead of employing a man that will charge $5,000 to appear in court, they program, they write, they do some algorithms, and then they program the robot. It will decide the case. It's an intelligent system. So they're trying to make robots to think even faster than men. So if your skill level is still at the analog level, and then you want to harness global opportunities, it will not work. Now you'll be sending your CVs to companies, they will just be trashing those CVs. So you need to scale up your skill. You need to scale up your skill. I mean, this is part of the thing we're going to be talking about in actually training people in our training firm. I mean, we have a training outfit. It's a consulting firm where these things will be done. I mean, so that is not the purpose of that today. You're just laying a foundation. Laying a foundation. I am a medical doctor, for example. I am not one. Let's take for example now. And I want to get a job in Dubai or wherever. Or I want to get a job in Germany. No, we have left the time, we have left the era where you just take your CV and then you send it to the hospital and you're asking them to give you a job. It doesn't work like that. Now they are asking people to write exams. They are asking people to go and improve on their skills in terms of going to school again. Sometimes they will ask people to go to the final year or spend 2 more years in a university in their country or write some exams. And those exams cost a lot of money because they want to close the gap between what you learned in your country and what they have trained their own students. And you're not the only one applying for that job. I am not the only one. When you receive a job offer, thousands of people are applying for the same job in different parts of the world. You don't know what is on their CV. So I tell people this, I say, you think you are the best, but you don't know other people who are applying as well. You think you are the best. You may be number 5,000 with all your experience. So the secret to this is to continuously search for information about the skill that is on the radar, that is highly sought after in your own area. What is the skill? What is the skill? Are they looking for someone who can use this particular tool? What skill? So search for that skill. And then how much does it cost me to acquire this skill? How many months? How many times? How many semesters? How many years? Or it's going to take me 2 years to train for it. And then you go for that skill. There is a software called Murex. Now, I've mentioned this before many times. Anyone who is into finance, banking and finance, and you do that software, I mean, not very expensive, but it's expensive. And you know how to use this software. It's used in capital markets. This capital market, Forex, world, and they use it to trade. It monitors trading and it's an advanced software. Now, if you don't know about it, and you have bachelor's degree, master's degree in banking and finance, and you have gone for 20 years, and then you're applying for a job with Bank of Scotland, you think you are the best. But there are other people applying who have Murex. If I'm the recruiter, I will pick your CV. I will pick those because most of those capital market, Forex, banking jobs, they are asking for superior skill in using Murex. So how did I know Murex? Research, exposure. And that is what keeps a lot of Africans on the same level. We are not inferior to anyone. We are smart. We are brilliant. In fact, we are very hardworking. Africans have capacity. We have strength. We are the most educated people in the world, but we have left the era of all this formal education, generic knowledge. Bachelors in mechanical engineering, all those things are generic knowledge. They are not looking for specificity. Specificity. And it is a responsibility to search for the skill that is relevant. I am not an expert in all fields, but in my own field, I know the skills that will make everybody in the world to be looking for me. That's number two. So we've spoken about mindset. Number two, skills and competencies. Number three, let's now talk about formal education and certification. Now, in the Western world, certification has much more influence on employers than degrees. Most of the senior managers and managers that I've seen working in banks in this country, they have bachelor's degree, some have diploma, but they have certification. And certifications are easier to acquire, because you don't need to spend 5 years in a university. Now, in the comfort of your home, you can acquire certification. Now, we are very religious. We are very prayerful. I'm a pastor, don't forget. And this is not a church service. This is a seminar, a business seminar. But I saw a news a few days back where it was said that Nigeria is the second most prayerful country in the world, which is very, very fine. I wish we were given the first. No problem, no problem with that. But of what influence is that on an employer of labor? An employer of labor who needs someone who has a particular certification. I need someone to have a certification in project management. I need someone, I'm going to pray that they will not look at it and they will waive it for me. No, that is not right. If someone should be certified to fly a jet, but this person refuses to go to school to study and obtain certification for flying a jet, if this person appears to you, you have just arrived at the airport and then you have bought a first class ticket, and this gentleman tells you, I'm going to be your pilot. My name is Captain Mike. I just came from our night vigil yesterday, and our pastor prayed for me and imparted on me the grace to fly a jet. I'm not certified yet, but at least I've read something online about flying jets. Even though you paid the first class ticket, you bought a first class ticket, will you enter that plane? No, you won't. So that is how serious the issue I'm talking about is. No, you can't be using spirituality and religion as an escape route from quality knowledge. So you want to scale up your income. You want to be earning dollars and pounds. People who earn dollars and pounds must have gotten a job with a company that pays dollars and pounds. So how do you get job in a company in the US right from Nigeria, and that company is paying $5,000 per month? You think they will just throw that money at you? Oh, they need certain things that you should have. And it is a responsibility to go and find those things out and commit yourself to it. Now, I was cracking a joke with a friend who is a pastor in a church, and I said, look at everybody in the church. Most of these people are poor. I said, if the head of this church makes me the resident pastor of the church, I said, in 3 months, he will sack me. He said, why? I said, because all these people that are here, the way I will re-brainwash them, there's negative brainwashing. There is re-brainwashing. The way I will organize them, by the 3rd month, I said the pastor will send me away because I will reorganize them. I don't want to see you in church every day for 7 days a week. I don't want you. Mr. This, are you working? No, sir. Why can't you work? I don't have a job. Let me see your CV. I will break the church into groups. We have mentorship classes. I will reorganize it, ultimately to get people productive. We have service on Sunday and on Wednesday. That is all. I don't want to see you 7 days a week. But you know what? Because in most cases in Africa, the mindset of the people, like I said in the beginning, the mindset of the people has been so damaged that the things that they should do for themselves, they are asking God to do it. And God will never do what you can do for you. God will never do it. You've got to acquire certification. I don't have money to do it. Oh, you have to find a way of getting money legally. And I've noticed that people will always have money for their passion. I don't have money to train myself, but people have money to buy special wedding wears, party wears, mobile phones that are costing 250,000 naira. They load their phone and they are on the internet watching Big Brother, wherever. They will have time for that. And then when they do those things and they exalt themselves, oh, this person won 20 million. This one, after you come to reality, you're on the same spot. That money that you used to buy data on your phone, if you saved it, you save the one you're using to buy phone, you will advance your career. But you'll be in a much better position in future to be able to even sponsor a wedding for someone. Because when you play when people are working, when you rest when people are working, when people are resting, you will be working. When you rest when people are working, when people are resting, you'll be working. There is a time for everything in life. So securing global opportunity is hard work. Hard work. I did a doctorate degree for 7 years. 7 years. There are places not just anybody can enter today. That is only people with doctorate degree that can enter that place. There are certain things that people that don't have master's degree cannot do. There are certain career paths that you must have a bachelor's degree. So if you have a diploma, the gap between where you are and where you are going is just to go to university. And we have a lot of things now that make life easy. You can do this program online. We have open universities. We have schools in Europe, Finland, Sweden. I'm going to be giving some of those tips in my next lecture. But I want to prepare our mind first. It's not something that's going to land on your laps. Now, I invited many people to come and listen to this thing today, but they want me to give them the secrets. But I'm not going to do that because I noticed once I dump those things and I tell people, check this website, check this link, they will be sending wrong CVs, they'll be sending wrong profile, and it will yield no results. So I just had that idea. No, let's talk about how to prepare first. Prepare them well first. Prepare them. This is just like a very high-level generic conversation. Actual preparation will take the place of mentorship. Mentorship. It took me 7 years to obtain a doctorate degree. A few weeks ago, no, not a few weeks ago, about 2 months ago, I just got a message in my inbox from a journal, an international journal. And they're saying they're looking for people that can help them to review an international research paper. It's a global platform. No, it is people who have doctorate degree they're looking for. and then they came to me. Now, if I had a master's degree and I'm looking for how to scale up, I want to be part of an international journal. I want my name to be mentioned at the highest level, but I'm holding on to a master's. Nobody's going to call me. Nobody's going to call me. So we've looked at skills and competence. We've looked at mindset shift, and we've looked at certification and having actual qualification. I mean, these are things that we can actually run like a month seminar on. The other one I want to talk about is CV. I mean, you want to harness international opportunity. There is a kind of CV that sells internationally. There is a kind of CV that can only sell locally. So what kind of CV do you use? No, there was a time that we actually tried to recruit people in Nigeria for a research work. And I asked Nigerians to send me their CVs. And I saw all manners of terrible CVs. CVs with grammatical errors. CVs that are not aligned, not formatted. All manners of misaligned, misused bullets. I said, what is going on here? What is going on here? Oh, I've not been employed for the past 7 years. Is this the kind of CV you are using to find job? Who will employ you? So this calls into question the kind of education that we are getting in our universities. So does the university prepare the student for employment? What do they prepare the student for? We just load them with all manners of things. In my first year in a Nigerian university, I did 17 courses. 17 courses in year one. We were all crying that time. This is too much. What are we? All manners of irrelevant courses. They just brought it and joined them together. Year two, 15 courses, 32 courses in 2 years. And so we will go to the exam hall and we memorize the answers. Because you are dealing with 17 exams. 17 exams. So you have to memorize the answers and we regurgitate them. You just pour them down. We were reading, going to school to memorize. When most of us left university, we struggled to find job. At that time, not now. More than 2 decades ago now. That was more than 2 decades ago. It's worse now. When I saw CVs of people who have masters, PhD in Nigeria, I shook my head like this. Out of like 500, I chose 5 of them. I trashed the remaining 495. Selected from different universities. Ahmadu Bello University, LASU, Uniben, Unilag, UI, different part of the country. And when I actually gave them the job to do, they messed up my job. They messed up my job. So we can see that there is a gap there. So this kind of person will not take that CV and send it to Chevron in New York. As the CV is entering into their email, they have a system, a software in place that trashes those CV. And then, I'm not hearing from them. I think there is a siege on my life. I think there is a negative family pattern. There is no family pattern. Your CV is the family pattern. The CV is the door. People go to school to learn how to write CV. There are CV doctors. They call them CV doctors. There is a way you can prepare a CV that before they hear what you are saying, they have invited you for interview. And the more interviews you get, the higher the chances of securing a job. Our company does CV. So if you know if anyone wants to do CV, you can refer them to us, larange.ca. Larange.ca, and then you can subscribe and they will give you the quotation and they will do an excellent world-class CV for you. When you see the CV, you'll be happy. Is it my CV? No, this is not my CV. So I want global opportunities. I want to get a job. There is a kind of CV you have to use. If you don't use such CVs, you can apply for 5,000 jobs. Nobody may call. Let's go to the fourth factor. So I'm touching this factor, just touching them at a very high level. I mean, because of time, we can't go into details, but I want to ignite something in you. I'm sure people are going to come in and listen to this after the broadcast. So we're going to make it make it go viral as well. And if you need to contact me or you need to check, you need our services for anything, just contact us, send a message or go to my Facebook page or go to our email, larangeconsulting@gmail.com, or go to our website, larange.com, and then you fill a contact us form. We get the message and then we can do all the mentorship and coaching for you. And now, number 5, is it number 5 now? I call it association. I love that association. I've used it in one of my seminars before. Association. I want a global opportunity. So you have to associate with people that are global. I want a global. I want to work internationally. I want to get employed. I want to do business internationally. You need to associate with people that are global, people that are there. I'm not saying you don't make friends with people that are not there, but make sure that you are strategic. Look for medical doctors who are friends or who are your seniors, who are doctors in Saudi Arabia. Follow them online. If you have them as friends, make good friends with them. And that is where opportunities and information will be coming in. When they see any opportunity, they're going to tell you. And then you will learn from them. Now, association does a lot to mindset changes. The first point I raised when I began was mindset shift. There is a mindset for global prominence. There is a way local minds think. A man with a local mind produces goods and services only for local consumption. If you want to sell your service globally, quality must be a top notch. You cannot make vehicles in Ghana that only Ghanaians can drive. You are a local champion. Now you want people in Germany to drive your vehicle. Hey, that vehicle must be top notch. And the best way to be an excellent vehicle manufacturer in Africa who will influence people globally is to go and make friends with people who are building vehicles globally. So you find people in Mercedes-Benz, in Toyota, in any of these luxurious auto companies in the UK, the Jaguar, and wherever, the Rolls-Royce, sorry. And then you connect with them. You read their magazines, be on their website, be on their YouTube channel, be on their Twitter space. Go on Netflix and watch their documentary. Possibly, if possible, join their training school. They have online training school. And then be enrolled in some courses. If you have the funds, you have the money, travel to their country and go and enroll for a 6-month course. That is what will polish you up. Association is like a polishing brush. Association polishes. You may not be there. You may not be at that level the same day. Obviously, you can't be there the same day. Someone who has gone ahead of you, it may take you time to actually be operating at that level, but you will get there one day. So you have to get to a point where, whether you are in Angola, you are in Cameroon, you are in Italy, you are in Ghana, anywhere anyone sees your CV or your resume, it stands out. That should be your vision. Anywhere anyone sees your CV or resume, it stands out. This cannot happen overnight. It takes a lot of effort. A lot of efforts. Right environment, which drives the issue of mindset. Your mindset must be different. You must have the requisite skill and competence, the requisite certification programs that are needed in your area of career. You must be in the right association. All of those things, they work like this 4-5 combination locks. Now you want to open a lock, a padlock, and then you need 5 numbers: 1, 2, 5, 7, 6. So if you have 1, 2, and you made a mistake with 5, 7, 6, the lock does not open. If you have 1, 2, 5, 7, and you don't remember number 6, the lock does not open. Hardly will you find a lock that has 5 numbers opening with only 1 number, except you want to break it. The same principle applies to life. So anyone that has achieved anything great that and the person did not steal, the person did not go through any shortcut that is not right, go and ask them question. They used 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, probably 10 combination locks. Went to the right school, have the right CV, they are among the right people, right association, they have the right certification, they have a right mindset, everything works like a combination lock. Combination lock. Success is not automatic. It is programmed, planned, programmed and planned. So global opportunities do not just land on people's leg. Even if a miracle brings a job for you to be a pilot and you don't have training in flying a plane, you're going to crash that plane. This is exactly where we're going to bring this seminar to a close. And we're going to be doing series of seminars like this, short seminars. I will make the next session quite very short, 20 minutes, 30 minutes. And we will find after like a couple of weeks, I will try to make things personalized. I mean, personal with people. Some of the people that have subscribed here, I will try and engage them. I want to know what you are doing. And if you need our service, like I said, you need our services, we can take this further and take it up with you. And mentorship actually is a very serious business. And you don't want to spend 10 years to achieve something. You can spend 2 years to achieve. So someone knows something you don't know. It's better to leverage on their knowledge and their skill. So what's going to happen is some of the updates and the information that are available that will help some of us, I will not overload us with them, but I'll be dropping them one after the other as these short seminars as they evolve, so that we'll be able to maximize the results and the benefits and the impact and the influence of this seminar. Thank you, everyone. Have a nice weekend. I will see you again next time.